What's going on, Warpath family? Yep, another Warpath video, and today we're going to specifically just talk about the Liberty Bombers. Why? Because a lot of comments happened in my comment section, and people sent me messages about the video, which honestly is great, guys. I love the feedback. I love the one-on-one and the dialogue. Anyway, today we are going to go over on what the heck is happening with this unit, why I say what I say, so you guys can see my interaction with Lilith and why I ask the questions I ask to them and make the videos that I make. So if you guys are interested to find out more about this unit and what's going on with the Liberty Bomber, stay tuned, guys. So guys, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, I want to go over real quickly, since the last video of the bombers, right? I had some comments specifically from Blood Ace, from Stefan, from Thean, from a lot of people that also direct messaged me talking about the Liberty Bomber and its debuff. And I know that I went back and forth with some of you guys, and I have much respect for you guys, just so you guys know. I wanted to find out exactly what it is that you guys are talking about. So I started talking to players. I started researching some of the things that you guys were talking about, or how you guys came up with the fact that it was debuffed, even though I had messages from Lilith saying that it was a 60% boost, that it was supposed to be something that was additional. It was not supposed to be debuffed, and I'm going to show that here in a little bit to you guys, my correspondence with them. But I wanted you guys to know that I have much respect for you guys in the community, especially you guys who seek out all of the truth of the game to find out what are the best units and everything. So, in true fashion, I'm doing this video to go over some of the things that I found, some of the problems that are going on with this unit, how they need to fix the unit. The Liberty Bomber, guys, has its fair share of problems. And I want to bring up the fact that this was discussed amongst content creators and also in beta whenever they first started testing these units. A lot of people thought, well, Liberty faction has a lot of structure bonus because they're heavy tank, their their artillery, and also some of their other units that have a lot of structure and fast-paced bonuses, but the plane did not. When they released the plane then had a structure bonus, but it looked to be a debuff, right? So a lot of people in the content creators platform were saying, like, this unit is actually debuffed and stuff, and they came back and said, no, it's supposed to be buffed, but it's a mystery, right? And so I sought out to ask some people how they were coming up with what they come up with, and I will show you guys real quickly what's going on. So if we go to any unit, like let's take this one for example, and we come down here, there's 3 boosts, right? There's a personal damage boost, a vehicle damage boost, and a penetration boost. Okay, right here on the damage line is where the math is coming up. So you see I have 225k. Well, structure damage, I have no boost at all, is 225k. That's my platform. That's my base firepower, which is 225. If I take the vehicle damage, which is 250%, if I take 225 times 250%, I come up with the 562. The same way, there's a personnel boost, but it's only 150%. So if I take 225 and I multiply it by 150%, that's where I come up with 337. So that's where the math comes up there. You can take, for instance, the artillery. The artillery has 245k as its base firepower. The personnel and the damage both have that. However, the structural is at 736. Why is that? Because it is 245,000 times 300% equals the 736k. That's how the math. And every unit that you look at is going to pretty much do the same thing. Structure bonus here, 632. Go here into the tank. Same thing, 133 is the baseline. And then my vehicle boost gives me 267. 125 is 167. That's how the math comes up. So whenever you look at a plane, right, and we'll take a bomber for example, if my baseline damage is 148, right, and I put 125% extra on vehicle and 125% on personnel, right? I get 185K. So, therefore, vehicle and personnel is more than structural because of the boost. Now, a lot of you guys were saying that it's actually a debuff, that was the intention. However, it is not a debuff. On the intention of the Liberty, I think it is a bug or a problem or something that they need to fix that they did not realize that they did. And so let's go into that Liberty Bomber and let's look at this. So the base damage is 2885 because there's no vehicle or personnel boost. It's 2885. However, the structural damage is 1731. Why? Because if you take 285 and you multiply it by 60%, it debuffs. It's actually less. That's why a lot of you guys were talking about it needs to at least be 100%. But the thing is that no other unit does this. There is not a single unit in the game that does this same thing. It uses less than 100% to debuff the unit, okay? There is no other unit that needs to be debuffed by using a boost number. And so right now beside me, you can see the correspondence. I said, Liberty Bombers have a structural bonus of 60%. Is this additional damage to structure, or is this a 40% debuff or reduction to damage? Which you can clearly see this is a reduction, right? The answer is, thank you for contacting, this is a bonus for 60% extra buff, which means it has higher structure damage. That's the message that I got. That is why. However, I didn't do the math as far as the numbers go. I just took for face value what they said. So obviously there's something going on with this unit. This unit is not being calculated correct. Its intention is that it has a structure bonus. However, the bonus is not being applied. It's actually being debuffed, which is why a lot of people made comments before about the unit. They've already debuffed the Martyr's Watch, right? But they did not use a lesser than 100% value to do that. So their math is way off. First off, it is assumed that everything is 100%. In other words, I don't have to have vehicle damage 100%, personnel damage right here 100%, so that it's just a baseline even. Don't even list the boost if it's not a boost. Come on, guys. I mean, it's dumb. Like no other unit has, like if I go right here and we take this one, for example, right? The damage 148, there's no structural boost to this. But does it say structural boost 100% right here so that it matches 148 to 148? No, it doesn't list it at all. Because it's not needed to list. It should be the base damage. It should never use a percentile to debuff something. There's not a unit in this game that does that. That's my point. But that is how people told me that they came up with the conclusion that the Liberty Bomber definitely has a debuff because of this mess up right here. However, I do not believe that that is the intention of the developer to do that. I believe that that is a mess up in the math in the game. I don't think that they intended, because of the response that they gave me, I believe that they intended for this unit right here to have more structure damage, to be a structure damage type unit, not a vehicle type damage unit or a personnel type damage unit. Anyway, if you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys don't think I'm correct, I understand. Leave a comment down below in the comment section. Till next time, guys. Peace.